real quick, we
Well,
got to address this. 4 minutes ago, you seen that Justin Fields, they're saying he didn't break his thumb and that he could pop.
we
There's
got
no
breaking
surgery.
news here.
Breaking news. He will not need surgery on his thumb, which likely shortens his recovery time. No surgery is coming, according to Ian Rappaport.
That man said, Tyson, I don't think so.
Yeah. He's like, nah, I'm not going to.
Ooh.
So, yeah, surgery's off the table.
He's still not going to play for the next 2 games.
Well, they're saying he's doubtful.
2 games is very different, though.
Yeah, 2 games is better than
2 games
4.
is very different than having surgery and having to go on IR. You said that was from Ian Rappaport?
Yeah, that's off of
there you go.
Yeah. Yep. So that's good news. All right, so we'll come back to that.
No, that is good news. I mean, listen, that's bigger news to me than, I mean, the hypotheticals, right? Like if Justin Fields, hold on, Baki, you getting this? I'm sitting here looking at Ian Rappaport. I love Joe, but I don't know if I could trust him as much as I trust.
I mean, I know how to read. It's like
Joe's like, I can read.
But Joe,
right here.
You're older, Joe. That social media be faking you out, dog.
I was just reading.
Is that Ian Rappaport or Ian Rappaport? You know how Twitter name. Oh, Michael Rappaport.
Is the check next to his name?
Oh, snap.
It's Ian Rappaport or Michael Rappaport.
Hey, yo, I'm saying Justin Fields is going to be playing. My fault, man.
Hey, that is funny, dog. Hey, I love it. No, if listen, that's huge. If no, Joel is 100% right. I say that reporting good.
There you go.
Thanks, Baki. Yay.
rapper report. Coach T.
Hey, bro, hey, me and P Kid are scoring. We believed one other person one time, and we was instantly clapping it up on when the Sky won the championship. That's like congrats to the Sky on winning the WNBA championships. We like, oh, let's go. I'm hitting the horn and all of that.
There was a whole quarter left.
On my phone, the Sky are up 4 with 5 minutes left. I'm like, yo, wait a minute, dog. I was like, come on, dog. We're not doing this. No, that's huge. If that is the case that Justin Fields doesn't need surgery, I think even more so, right? Like you do have to ask this question though with Justin. Is this because and both can be true, right? Is this because he actually doesn't need surgery? Or is this because he realizes, hey, this kid might be all right if I sit for 4 weeks? I may not have a job. Or I just don't know what this kid is. If I sit for 4 weeks, that brings, what did we say? That brings him back at the Detroit game, right?
Possibly.
Surgery would be about 4 to 6 weeks. I think that would bring him back around the Detroit game.
Yeah.
I gotta give Courtney Cronin a shout out on this one because she had something, a good co-host of a guest that's been on Pat's show. Go ahead, plug that show right there. The Chicago Bears.
Not a guest, the co-host on the Chicago Bears podcast. Shout out to Courtney.
She's been doing great work, but she mentioned something, and the tone of the conversation has drifted toward this. You don't want to rush him out to put out bad tape because if he rushes out there, he can't really grip the football. He performs bad. Now you don't have good tape over these next couple of games because you rushed back out there. So it's like it's still one of those things where him rushing back out there means absolutely nothing. Yeah. He ain't put a whole lot on tape in the first place, and it could be a disservice to him to do so.
Kid is 100% right now. He's not going to play this week. He's doubtful this week. I highly doubt he will play this week because of listen, Jimmy G has the back injury as well, so that plays into it. He's out for this game. He is not playing in this game, by the way. I don't know if we had said that already. But also on top of that, you're going with Brian Hoyer, or who was the young dude that Khalil Mack was just murdering that day? I don't remember his name. Khalil Mack got 7 sacks off of him that day, 6 sacks off of him that day. It was not good. I believe that was week 3. So, but to Kid's point, that's exactly what happened to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, what was it, the torn shoulder? He had messed his shoulder up. He went out there. He tried to sit there and fight through it. He said, I'm going to be there for the team because it's my team. I'm going to put them on my back, and we're going to go. And he looked horrible. He looked trash, right? But everybody was like, well, if he really needed surgery, they wouldn't throw him out there. He really needed surgery, and they threw him out there because he wanted to fight through it. And at the end of the day, they got him the heck up out of there. Now, the Browns have not won, and he has since then. But they got him the heck up out of it. Did he have a champion? Does Baker Mayfield have a Super Bowl?
Whoa.
Was he on that team?
You mean behind
on the
Tom?
Rams?
No. On the Rams. Was he? Did he go to that team, or was that year?
I thought that was
before?
the year after.
But he
That was the year after.
I thought
Because
that was the
Stafford
year
ended up
after.
getting hurt. Stafford
Yeah.
ended up getting hurt. My
Yeah.
bad. I tweaked on that one. I had to think about that. I was like, wait a minute. I missed Baker getting a Super Bowl ring. But no, Aiden O'Connell. Shout out to Nunu Johnson in the chat, man. I don't like how I said his name.
actually Mike Davidson was first, but you know he
Mike Davidson. Shout out to you too as well. He dropped the O'Connell. I would have never got O'Connell.
That's true.
Hey, listen, I didn't first name on that one. But no, when you put bad tape out there, right? Like it does work negatively against you. I probably don't want to see Justin. I would say sit him 2 weeks.
2 weeks is fair.
2 weeks is what you. And here's the thing: realistically speaking, 2 weeks is usually about the time frame where your backup quarterback can come in and look like a godsend. And then on the flip side of it all, if you leave him in for week 3, there's enough tape on him to go, oh, we know how to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, like he Brock Purdy's it. Very rarely is there the Brock Purdy.
Dude, this season.
He's not going to have a Brock Purdy opportunity because he doesn't have Brock Purdy installation.
Yeah, like why are we comparing? He's not. This is a dumpster fire. This is it's over. It's over, Pat.
I knew you were going to your Donald Trump.
The season is over.
The season's over.
We wanted to stop the steal. We didn't stop the steal. And so now
Bears died like a dog.
Over. Like Bajan, he's just gonna, even if he's half decent, he's gonna get killed too.
now here's the thing I'm going to stand on though. If the kid plays better, I want to see him on the field. If the kid plays those same whack plays and he's making the reads and he's making the throws that Justin did, I don't care what your affinity is. You got to be a Bears fan over a player. Justin has enough bad tape for me to sit there and say, all right, listen, I don't have enough. Like I know everyone has this affinity for this trash that we've in, but you gave me the 4 games out of three seasons. I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, but see,
I'm not feeling it. You're giving me a lot of run. You're giving me a lot of run. And for a person, they say he wasn't this in college. He ran a lot in college. He ran a ton in college. I already had that debate with JC. Don't even get into
less
that.
pass in college.
This, my favorite part is when people say that, and it's like you have to take Georgia out of it.
No, I took Georgia out. He ran a ton.
He ran for
Hey,
less
I
than
got the stats
600
on that
yards
one.
in
41
college.
touchdowns passing, 10 touchdowns
You got to
rushing.
do your research.
He ran for less
No.
than 600 yards in college.
Yeah, he's not the problem.
Hold on. Why do I have to take Georgia out if that's part of his college experience?
Because in Georgia, Jake Fromm was ahead of him, and literally they would go,
God.
"Hey, black boy, get in there and run the football."
Yeah,
Yeah, I just
honestly.
I'm just tired of like Justin is getting. You can't ignore those 2 games of Denver and Washington, right? It's not saying that there's some ability. I did say I was worried about fool's gold, but that's not by accident that you do some of those things.
Washington wasn't bad till we beat them, by the way.
But
I
my
keep saying
point is
that
that
Washington wasn't a bad defense until Justin put 30 up on the head.
right,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's
exactly.
done. We've seen certain games where, again, are we tailoring an offense to this guy's skill set, or are we just trying to make him put a square peg in a round hole? Like,
Yeah.
I'm tired of this type of stuff. Like, this play calling is bad.
Yeah.
There's no creativity.
Well, what I will say is this, to Kid's point again, and very rarely am I on Kid's side this much, right? It's crazy. It's wild out here. But to Kid's point again, if we see those plays like on the first play of the game where you're going 5 out, empty backfield,
Unblocked defense.
He turns his head the
Here's the
right
thing.
Screens.
when he turns his head the right
Competent
way.
quarterback realizes there's 6 at the line. I have 5 blocking.
Right.
Somebody's a free rusher.
Somebody
If I see Tyson Bagent in those moments go set, hut, turn, plant, throw, I am going to look at it and be like, that's quicker. That's better. That's recognition. There are still things that you can look at. And here's the thing. There are things that you can look at from both sides, right? Like, I'm going to be honest with you. If we're sitting here by the end of the year and we're having the Tyson Bagent versus Justin Fields conversation, go draft somebody else. But listen,
You shouldn't be having a conversation.
if we're having that conversation, like definitively, like we don't know which one's better, just go find somebody else. If you got 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one. But to me, I'm looking at, for all I'm looking to see from Bagent realistically, and in these next couple of games, right? Because Joel just talked about Justin Fields not needing surgery. That means the return time will be a little bit quicker. Hopefully that's just something you can tape up that hand on. But if over the next couple of games, we're consistently seeing Tyson Bagent hit those guys that Justin Fields at times missed, right? Like Justin Fields' misses are magnified because
every time
other times we see them try to run something is a 15-yard pass down the field, and he don't have time for that to develop.
It's just like, common sense stuff. If you're going 3rd and 7 or I just want to see some more creativity, and I'm just tired of seeing this bad product on the field. And then it's the blame game. And it's like there was a lot of hype. Like everybody was fooled coming into this season. Not just us, the national media too. We've said this before. So it feels coming back. I mean, to me, that shows me that he wants to play. He's a leader. I kind of feel like I don't know. I feel like if we get the right coach, we keep him. We don't have to move on from him. Even if we do draft a quarterback, number 1, then there's still leverage. Like, I don't know. It just drives me crazy because we have options, but we're still rebuilding this team. And we don't, until we know what the real vision is. Because let's just say they move on from Eberflus, even the defense, they're moving away possibly from this cover 2. And so like you just said, if we're over here looking at Chase Young, I'm fine with it too.
Hey, look, we can still play a 4-3. We don't need this.
I'm fine with that, which means so we go to a basic 4-3 then.
Yeah, I would go give me base. I just hate how, here's the thing. I don't mind you running a 42 nickel, but run an aggressive 42 nickel.
Exactly.
Yeah, we just
I hate conservative play. Now, granted, right? Like, listen, we're missing a lot of DBs. They don't have a lot of options. That's the part about football that is the hardest thing in the world, right? Like, listen, if we lose Zach LaVine on the Bulls, I got DeMar DeRozan, I got Vooch. Kobe White seems like he can score the basketball all of a sudden. I had 3 dudes out there that should be able to put up 25. If I lose my starting DB in football, I lost one of the most important pieces on the defense.
It's all right.
Because the next dude I'm sliding in on the Bears is Tyreek Stevenson. He just figured out what an NFL defense looked like. You know what I mean? Like, it's a much harder thing to adjust to. So while I don't give you as much slack as one for 1 and 5.
Look at this chat from Knowledge Untamed. Like, to me, that would be hilarious if that's actually true.
Okay, so Jim Harbaugh called Hallis before they hired Flus. Ownership would not let
I don't believe that.
Interview him. Harbaugh reached out. Ownership refused. Why? Because they're cheap. And the rumor was Harbaugh. And,
I mean, I don't know about the cheap. The cheap thing is not that, but it's more about, is the ownership consistent with not wanting a certain personality coach?
I still don't buy that they didn't want. Here's the thing.
I don't buy into any of these particular rumors. Like, does this happen in every fan base? Is it just the Bears?
No, this happens everywhere. The rumor.
Does every fan base have like a consultant that comes in and does this secret hiring behind everyone back and everything like that? Is this?
I think it's because the Bears have done that consistently, but I think that this time is different. And the reason I believe that this time is different is because, to me, Ryan Poles wouldn't have come here if it wasn't. Mm-hmm. They've let him do everything else his own way. Like, literally, like what we're seeing has never been done. Nobody sitting here right now has ever lived through a Chicago Bears rebuild like this. Ever.
No.
Ever. The Bears have never torn it down.
Yeah, I guess.
Like they've pieced pieces back in, right? Like you find an only like you go for it every year. Some years you just suck. You know what I mean? Like that's the same thing. Well, like I look at somebody was like the Milwaukee Bucks won a championship by tanking. No, they didn't. They just was trash. It just happened to be that way. They're just trying to win them games. Like,
we don't know what's going on up in there. If Poles is saying, well, that's just what I wanted, maybe not. It's just funny that the coach was practically lined up when the GM was hired. You know, like, how do you get in your job and then you got to assess everything and then you're going to make one of the most important decisions of your franchise?
Because, Joel, if I know I have the job and I have to wait till the paperwork is signed, I'm not going to tell you that I'm already doing my job.
You got to get in there. You got a scouting staff. You have player personnel.
He wasn't in there.
You have,
but if he say he was in there,
well, I don't know. We don't know what's going on.
Well, I'm just saying. If we speculate on that side, I'm gonna speculate on the other side.
Still
my speculation is
go back for you. Go ahead. What? What?
Ho, ho, hey, ho,
Hey, what?
hey,
Yep.
ho,
Well,
hey.
I think
Where's Chuck Swirsky when you need him? Shout out, fan of the show. But no. What I'm saying is, like, if we could speculate, right? Speculation could go all over the place.
yeah, no,
Right? I can sit there and tell you that Ryan Poles already had his coach picked out, and the Bears hadn't signed the paper on the dotted line. And then if we find out that he's interviewing coaches before he's hired, now the Bears got to fine.
I don't know. Either way, it's still an L. This is not winning.
But you know
working.
what? To your point earlier, Joe, because I just wanted to make mention it. Onions,
jump
baby.
in? What?
Onions.
Jump.
Okay, you got me? Are we here? All right.
Let's go.
Now, so to your point earlier about maybe keeping Justin and then bringing in another quarterback and them kind of duking it out, I don't see that as an actual smart move, because if we're in a rebuild, you need to make sure that you're drafting at legit positions. You don't need to like double up on the quarterback position unless you're talking about drafting the quarterback later on. But if you're talking about bringing Caleb Williams up in here and keeping Justin,
no, I wasn't
that's not
saying
smart.
that. I wasn't saying that. I was saying that, and on one train of thought was that if we in one way we keep Fields and we get the right coaches to tailor the scheme to him. If it doesn't work, you still keep Fields because you could eventually trade him and still get. He's worth a decent draft pick, and now you still.
He ain't worth the second or third. No more.
You still got to get Caleb Williams or whatever the best quarterback is with a coach to tailor the system around this guy. Like either way, we need to get a tailored system to make this thing work.
Yeah.
How much did Dallas have to spend for Trey Lance?
For who?
Did Dallas have to spend for Trey Lance?
Peanuts?
Oh, Trey Lance. Oh,
a sixth. I think it was a conditional sixth or something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing crazy.
Hold on, what? Because that's what you're gonna get with Justin Fields. Maybe you're gonna get like a fourth.
No way.
Because people
Horn for that one.
Because people will look at Justin, and it's not about his play.
You tripping, Pete.
It's not about his play. It's about he's been on the field more. Trey Lance, all you saw of Trey Lance was a game, broken leg, a game, broken wrist.
Yeah.
I said a fourth.
No, you said
said six.
You said a sixth.
I said a four. I corrected myself and said a fourth. You can play the tape back. I don't have to sit there and go.
Oh, you said they was giving a guy for Trey Lance.
We heard you.
Yep. The whole point is that
they traded a fourth for Trey Lance.
Whatever. The whole point is that Fields has shown a little bit more and has more promise. And I just think that this is what we're all worried about, is that if he was to get the right system for him, he may not be the greatest passer, but he's a moderate passer, but with his running ability. And I think the Bears just don't want that. But I think Anthony Richardson just showed you an example of why they don't want you running all the time, because the dude played how many games? 3-4 games, already tore his shoulder up.